All right, hey there, everybody. Daryl Porter here, your Kingdom Wealth coach here, coming to you guys with a powerful video training, guys. Listen, I want to give a shout out to Torrance Hill with my econ. He blessed me the other day with a powerful video that he put on Facebook the other day about the financial game of life and how he compared it to the game of football. And it really blessed me, guys, to the point to where I wanted to put a PowerPoint presentation together. Um, Showing what he actually talked about in the video. So it was very powerful. I'm going to use it. He gave me permission to share it, but I'm sharing it in a different way. So, Terrence, hope you don't mind, man, but this really blessed me. But I wanted to share this, guys, because this information, it really makes you take a look at your life and where you are in life and what quarter that you're in your life, and if you're winning the game or you're losing the game. All right, this little information is going to show you exactly where you are and if you're in position to win the game or if you're in position to lose the game, this game that we call life, and as relates to our finances. Very important, guys. So we all know that there's 4 quarters in football. Okay, you got a first, second, third, and a fourth quarter. But there's also 4 quarters in our life, guys, as it relates to our working years of our life. We've all been taught to go to school, get an education, and go find a high-paying job. That's what we've been taught to do. That's the game. That's the strategy. That's the play, or that's the plan that's been put in place for us. All right, in this game that we call life. But the thing is, guys, can we win with that plan? Well, this is going to show you whether or not you can win, or if you're in position to win. All right, so again, we also have 4 quarters in our life. So the first quarter of your life will start from the age of 25 to 35. The second quarter of your life will be from the age of 35 to 45. And the third quarter of your life will be from the age of 45 to 55. And then the fourth quarter of your life will be from the age of 55 to 65. Okay? And we all know in the game of football, after the first 2 quarters, they have what they call a halftime. It's like a 15-minute break these guys get to go rejuvenate themselves and then come back out and finish the game. Well, in this game called life, guys, there's no halftime. Time does not stop for you. Time will continue on. All right? So there's no halftime in the game of life. And of course, you know, at the end of the game, if the game is tied, they have what they call OT. And we all know that OT stands for overtime. Well, in the game of life, guys, OT definitely does not stand for overtime. OT in the game of life stands for out of time. Once you hit the age of 65, you're pretty much out of time. Okay, it's at that age, guys, to where really you should start to enjoy the rest of your life. And being truthfully, it should start a whole lot sooner than that. That's just the way society says, or this plan or this system says, or designed for you to be able to finish your working years by the age of 65. Okay? And we also know by the age of 65 that you should be able to start drawing what they call Social Security. Right? That age actually went up to 68, I believe it is now. But you can still retire at the age of 65. But here's the problem with that now. During your retirement age, or during your retirement, when you're drawing Social Security, you're only living off of 40% of what you made in your working years. So at the age of 65, guys, because they moved the age of 68, you won't be getting 40%. You have to work 3 more years to max out and get that 40%. That is crazy, but then that's the plan that's been laid out for us, guys. But here's the question, though. Most people can't make it off 100% of what they're making during their working time or working life because they're living paycheck to paycheck. So there's no way possible at all for somebody to survive off of 40% of the 100% that they were making during their working years. It's impossible. Okay, and I personally don't believe that Social Security is going to be around even when I hit that age. Okay, so it's a system that's corrupted. It's a system that's broke. It's a system that's failing people. All right, but it is what it is. Now, again, this is the game plan that's been set out for us, guys. So you got to look at what quarter of your life are you in, and then are you going to be able to win? So let's take this a little bit further. Let's talk about income earned during your working years. We're going to use for average that a person makes about $25,000 a year. This is the number that Torrance used. So I'm going to use the same number. But I want to add a little bit to that, guys. In order for you to make $25,000 a year, your job has to be paying you over $13 an hour to make $25,000 a year. Okay, the average job, in order for you to make $13 an hour, you're going to have some kind of trade skill or some kind of degree to even make $13 an hour. Because minimum wage, at least I know right now, is $7.50. So to make $25,000 a year, you're gonna have to have some type of degree. Again, we're talking about debt. That's a whole nother presentation. But we're gonna use 25,000 as the number. Okay, so $25,000 a year, working 40 years. So 65 minus 25 leaves you 40 years. You've worked 40 years. So that 40 years, in 40 years, making $25,000 a year, you will have earned or would have come through your hands $1 million. And we all know, because of taxes and inflation and debt, that no one would ever see $1 million. So that number definitely is fabricated, because you would never see $1 million actually pass through your hands. But according to the numbers now, $25,000 a year times 40 years, if you didn't have to deal with all that other stuff, you would have had $1 million pass through your hands. Okay, and again, that's a whole nother story. But because of taxes and inflation and debt and high interest rates, all of those things are working against you guys. So that's why you would never be able to see that kind of money, not in this system. So again, you got to ask yourself, guys, where are you? What quarter of your life are you in? And are you in position to win this game? So let's go a little further than that, guys. So the average worker works 40 hours a week. Okay, 40 hours a week. And there's 52 weeks in a year. Okay, nobody works 52 straight weeks. At least they shouldn't. They should have some time to take a vacation. So we're going to give you 2 weeks. We're going to give you a 2-week vacation. So that's 40 hours a week times 50 weeks in a year. That's a total of 2,000 hours that you work a year. 2,000 hours that you putting in every single year. So I want you to think about this for a minute, guys. Think about that 5-year mark. After you done hit 5 years on the job, you done put in 10,000 hours. You work another 5 years for 10 years, you done put in 20,000 hours. 15 years, 30,000 hours. 20 years, you done put in 40,000 hours of hard manual labor. 40,000 hours. Okay? So listen to this, guys. What if you were able to save $1 for every hour that you worked? $1 for every hour that you worked. $1 an hour. So if you work 8-hour day, okay, that's 8 hours a day, or $8 a day that you would put away. So look at this number, guys. So with that being said, if you was able to do that in 5 years, you should be able to go to your bank and pull out $10,000. Because you were saving $1 for every hour that you worked. In 10 years, you should have been able to go and pull out $20,000. And in Torrance, I'm gonna use his testimony. Of course, he's just retiring from the military after 20 years. But he said at the 10-year mark, when he got a hold of learning this information, and he's seen this, he knew that he couldn't go and pull $20,000 out of his account. He was failing at this game called life. I looked at myself after I watched this presentation that Torrance done, and I'm in position to where I'm not going to win. Okay, I can't win in this with the plan that's been put in place. There's no way for me to win. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Anybody that's a part of this plan, there's no way for you to win. You got to do something different. And Torrance decided to do something different, and that's where the company that we both are a part of came into play. And I'm not going to mention the name of the company right now, because that's not what it's about right now. I want you to picture in your mind where you are financially, where you are in this game called life, and if you are in position to win. If you're not in position to win, then you got to do something different, guys, before you hit the fourth quarter of your life, and then you're out of time. And to finish off Torrance's testimony, after 20 years of being in the military, of course, he should be able to pull out $40,000 out of his bank account. And he's in position to do that now because he's changed the plan. He's changed the game. Guys, now you got to become a player coach. Okay, you got to become a player coach. And at the same time, get some knowledge from a mentor to show you how to plan this thing right and put the right game plan in, to put the right plays in, guys, so that you can win this game. Because according to the system that we up under right now, it was designed for you to fail from the very beginning. You remember the movie Blue Chips? Yeah, that type of system where it didn't matter what the coach done because he was trying to win money, or the player was trying to win money, and they were blue chipping the game so that they can win the money. So the game was designed to lose from the very beginning. This game, guys, was designed for us to lose from the very beginning. So you got to change what you're doing. So again, put yourself in there where you are in the quarter of your life, and then put yourself down there at the bottom, guys, wherever you are and how many years you've worked. Are you able to go and pull out that kind of money right now? Within this system, guys, it's virtually impossible to be done. All right, so it's time to change this game, guys. Time to change the game of life as it relates to our finances. We got to do something different because the system that we've been raised to believe that worked for us is not working, and it hasn't been working for a long time. All right, guys, I hope this blessed you like it blessed me. Torrance, man, again, thank you, brother, for sharing that video. Again, I've took it to another level with this little presentation here. And, man, I hope this blesses somebody, man. So if you want to know how to change the game and do something different for yourself, guys, reach out to me and I can show you what we're doing. All right, take care. God bless. To my next video, guys. We'll see you over the top.